All right, so this is Camaro update number 4, and in number 4, I'm going to pick up where we left off with number 3, and number 3 was me having to do some research and ultimately decide on what rotating assembly I was going to buy. And, you know, I ended up not going with the Eagle Specialties rotating assembly. I'm not saying anything bad about them. I don't have any first-hand experience with them. Just enough hit and miss reviews where I just didn't feel comfortable purchasing that rotating assembly. So I ended up calling Skip White Performance they're out of I think Kingsport, Tennessee, up near Bristol, and talked to a guy over there named Big Mike, which was kind of an experience in itself, by the way. Pretty entertaining conversation. And anyways, ended up buying a Scat crank, Scat connecting rods, Wiseco pistons, and also ordered some upgrades on these things. So they're going to polish the crank, they're going to clearance the connecting rods, then that's camshaft to rod clearancing. We have to do the clearancing for the block, but they're going to do that. And I upgraded the flex plate for the transmission and the bearings for the crankshaft. So that kit is being put together, and they're doing the machine work that like I said, the upgrades I ordered, and that should be here in a couple of weeks. So what Camaro update number 4 is going to be about is going to be all these parts you guys see right here. And I've been gathering some parts for the car, some things that I know that are obviously wrong with it or that need to be upgraded or corrected or replaced, I guess. And this is my stash so far. So this is my stash of parts. This is certainly going to get to be a bigger pile. And I'm real close to the point where I'm going to pull the Camaro into the garage and start tearing into it and tearing it apart. And I'm probably going to take off the, I don't really know what, it's kind of a rabbit hole. So I don't know how deep I'm going to go with this restoration. I know obviously I'm going to replace the motor transmission. I know I'm going to replace the parts over here. I know I'm going to go through the front end as well as far as suspension, shocks, brakes, all that stuff. Steering linkage, all that stuff. But I don't know if I'm going to actually pull the subframe out and blast that down and have it powder coated. Just haven't gotten there yet. So I've kind of stalled intentionally, to be honest with you, because of how hot it's been in North Georgia, and working out of a garage with pretty minimal circulation. Air circulation is no fun when it's 90 plus degrees outside. So I'm kind of stalling, like I said, to start tearing into the Camaro and actually showing you guys the car being torn apart and replacing some of these parts until the weather breaks a little bit. And we're real close to that point. So Camaro update number 4 is going to be about these parts here. And again, showing you guys these parts in a little bit more detail, showing you what I've gotten so far, and taking a peek at these things. All right, so far what I've gotten is obviously that thing there is a gas tank. And the reason I bought a gas tank is because when I put the clear fuel filter on the current motor to try to get it running, I definitely noticed some rust coming up from the bottom of the tank. So, 42-year-old gas tank, I'm going to go ahead and replace that. And these are the straps for the gas tank. So I got new straps as well. All right, as far as shocks go, I got the KYB gas shocks. These are pretty fairly priced and pretty highly rated. So I didn't, for the rear anyways, I didn't want to go crazy. And I know there's a lot of suspension systems out there that you can really spend a lot of money on, but these were pretty economical and again, very highly rated. And I got them on Summit Racing, and there's a part number right there. All right, the next thing I want to show you is these leaf springs. So these are OER, and they're the RL5 leaf springs, and these are very highly rated leaf springs. Seems to be what most people are using, and I think the common complaint about these leaf springs is that they come exactly as you see them now. So they're not put in a box, and as you can tell, the paint is kind of damaged or chipped off, rubbed off. And I get it, they're leaf springs, but I've put leaf springs on other vehicles, particularly my Jeep, and I didn't do anything to them in advance. And they're, you can start to see the rust coming through in between the spring, each individual spring. And given that these are already kind of banged up a little bit and they have these stickers on there, I'm going to remove these stickers with a wire wheel and just clean these things up a little bit and probably shoot them with a coat of spray paint just to help keep them black, keep them looking nice. All right, those are new U-bolts that I got as well. And then over here I've got the energy suspension polyurethane system for the leaf springs, and there's the part number there. and kind of here's what's in the box. So these things just go into the leaf springs, and you've got new hardware, new shackles and everything. And I hate that gold colored hardware. I'll probably do some painting on that as well, to try to get those, just make them black. And I know this isn't things that people will really see, but I just don't like that gold color. So the other energy suspension polyurethane component that I bought are these leaf spring isolators. And there's the part number for that, and that's what those look like. I haven't taken them out of the bag yet. All right, so in order to install the polyurethane bushings into the leaf spring, you've got to deal with this rubber bushing here, and it's pressed in. And again, these are brand new leaf springs, so it's a brand new fitting there. And I've watched a couple of YouTube videos about guys driving themselves crazy trying to get those things out. So most people are using a ball joint press to push out the rubber part, and then they're having to chisel this metal sleeve out. And it's a real pain in the butt, and it's very time consuming. And you can tell, obviously, I've already gotten one of these out. And one of the things that I've debated on buying for years is a hydraulic press. All right, so one of the things that I have, it's one of those tools that you don't need all the time, but when you need it and you don't have it, it's a real pain. And so I just picked up a Strongway 12-ton hydraulic shop press. This is sold at Northern Tool. And I've had good luck with Strongway stuff. I've got their engine stand and their engine hoist. And essentially this is just a bottle jack that you're going to manually crank, and it goes down to press things out. And I've done one of these leaf springs so far, and it literally popped it out in about 30 seconds. So it saves a lot of time. And I think this was $129 on sale, and I picked it up. Actually, I shipped it. It was free shipping. And everything was included in the kit. I didn't have any problems at all. And for 129 bucks, I can't tell you how many times in my life I've needed one of these and never have had one. So I went ahead and made the investment, knowing too what I have to do with the Camaro coming up. So I pressed out one of the bushings in one of the leaf springs that I just showed you, but I want to do the other one and film it and show you guys how easy of a job that this tool makes that. So all you've really got to do is line it up over this. Use these metal plates here and just create an opening for it to push down. This is just a socket, and I'm just going to crank this thing down and watch this. All right, so there's both of the rubber bushings pressed out, and like I said, literally about 30 seconds to get these things out with that press, so to me, worth every penny. And now I'm going to get these things cleaned up a little bit and get a coat of paint on them, get those stickers off, and see if I can make them look a little bit better than they do. All right, so here's the leaf springs after the paint, and that's about 3 coats of Pour 15, and big difference. Really looks good. Not perfect, but I don't want them. they don't have to be perfect. They're leaf springs, but look a lot better than what they did, and I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out. All right, so that pretty much wraps up Camaro Update 4. I just wanted to show you guys some parts here, and again, getting ready to throw these things in the Camaro and getting ready to get the Camaro in the garage, back it in, center it in the garage, and start tearing that thing apart. And as I do, I'll replace the old parts with these new parts. And I've got a lot more parts coming in. Camaro Update number 5 is going to cover the rotating assembly. That has shipped and it's on its way. And I'm pretty excited to get that motor built, because this thing is it's just going to be awesome. Nearly 500 horsepower motor, and I'm really excited about, I want to hear it. I want to hear that thing rumble. I want to hear it, and I want it to shake the ground. So I really want I'm going to put a great exhaust system on there, and I've never had a motor like this before. The motor in my Jeep's a 357 horsepower 350 crate motor, and that's nothing to, that's no, 357 horsepower is pretty good, but nearly 500 horsepower with the quality of components I'm going to put on this motor and the heads that I'm going to put on it. It's going to be freaking awesome. That's about the only way I can describe it. It's just freaking awesome. All right, really appreciate you guys tuning in. Really appreciate you checking out this video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that. And then you can hit that bell up in one of these corners here, and that will alert you when new videos come out. And it's going to be a fun build with this car, and I don't think it'll take that long. And what I mean by that is that the Jeep was about 3.5 years to build the Jeep, and I kind of didn't know where I was going with it when I started, and I pretty much know where I want to go with this Camaro. And I think we can get this Camaro built in under a year. So I know that a year sounds like a long time, but it goes by pretty quick. And I'm going to take advantage of these cooler months coming up, back that thing in there, and I am so excited to tear into this thing. So again, thank you for your support, and as always, thanks for watching.